Mom, I started my first period.
Periods.
Period.
Aunt Flo's in town.
I'm on my period.
Welcome to womanhood.
Let's deal with it together. How should we perceive our period as something very normal when we don't even dare to show its real color on TV?
Hi, my name is Mari. An important topic that comes up a lot in news nowadays, but barely is talked about at all at d.tech, is access to menstrual products, as well as the tax being placed on them. The homeless, prisoners, and people in impoverished countries frequently have to go without necessary menstrual products, instead using old cloth and paper towels from public bathrooms or nothing at all. Many public bathrooms have product dispensers that say free or 25 cents on them, but when you turn the wheel to dispense a product, it turns out to be empty. These factors force many young girls, here and in other countries, to skip school during the time they are menstruating. Fortunately, most of us at d.tech have the opportunity to come to school during this time. However, d.tech does not openly provide menstrual products in any of the bathrooms, even though almost half of the school's population menstruates on a monthly basis. Students have even brought their own menstrual products to school and put them in some of the bathrooms for anyone to use if they get caught without the products they need to get through the day without facing staining chairs and clothes or using harsh toilet paper on some very sensitive areas. And although the front desk does provide menstrual products, it would be much easier and less embarrassing to have them available in the bathrooms, at d.tech and everywhere else. I took to the hallways to find out what students thought about all this.
Menstruation?
When I hear what?
That we're not pregnant?
Blood.
Blood.
Bleh. It's just like blood and also just like periods. Like, gross.
Period. I guess bleeding.
Suffering. Period. It's annoying. It's kind of horrendous. But like it's a natural process.
Blood. Women. Not fair that guys don't have to go through it.
It's very natural, very, shouldn't be an embarrassing thing.
I have never really experienced it. Obviously, I'm not a girl, but I've also never seen it happen.
I definitely think there is a stigma behind it. Some people find it gross or like inappropriate to talk about, or it is, a personal thing, but I think something that makes going through it easier because it is both physically and emotionally painful and it's a process. I think something that would make it easier for women to go through is being able to talk about it with other women and other people who experience the same things or just want to learn more about it.
I mean, like, between women, it's like a completely fine thing to talk about and like normal to discuss, but for some reason when like you say like, oh, I'm on my period to a guy, they're like, like it's like really not something that they enjoy being brought up in conversation or anything like that, when in fact, like, it's better for them, it just means that your girlfriend isn't pregnant.
It makes a lot of people uncomfortable talking about it because it relates to like genitalia and blood, and not everyone likes talking about those things all the time.
There's a lot of stigma around periods because like one has never talked about it, and it's never talked about because there's stigma around it. It's like a perpetuating cycle of like, people feeling uncomfortable about it, not talking about it, and so it's never been normalized by people.
I did see that film that was made in India, and I think I got a little bit clearer of a picture that people are actually discouraged from participating in things like education, once they do have their first menstruation, which I think is a terrible travesty. It needs to be, there needs to be more education around it. Actually in the film they asked questions like this and people had no idea what they were talking about. One group of men actually said, "Oh, that's an illness, right?"
TEDx. I haven't heard about that.
Nothing. I don't know much about it. From the name, I'm assuming it is a tax on tampons, but I definitely don't think that's fair at all. Like, why would something that we aren't choosing to go through, we're being forced to pay more money on something that's already expensive?
I've had a couple, I was aware of it quite a long time ago, like, especially with like price of razors and stuff like that. I even told my wife, stop buying those female razors, we'll just get the men's ones. Like I don't shave very often, so I usually just use her razor.
Yeah, I think the tampon tax is stupid. It basically just means that you have an extra amount that you need to pay on you just trying to take care of your body. Like, it's not like they tax condoms, right? Not that they serve the same purpose, but like, it's unfair and annoying that women have to pay extra money for something that they didn't choose to happen to them.
Yes. It makes life easier because sometimes people don't have that stuff on them, or sometimes they can't afford it, and so it should be that there's tampons and stuff in every bathroom because it'll be nice for less stressful.
I think like 25 cents or free. I think 25 cents probably because they do cost money, but it's also like toilet paper is just like there, and also like who is carrying around quarters, just saying. If you just like need one, you probably don't have your wallet and you're like panicking. So it's like it would be nice if they were just there, but then also like if they were just there, people would just be like, I'm taking 20.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think for some places it can be an expense, but I think it's an expense worth like taking upon yourself because then you protect women from embarrassment. You make sure that everybody is like safe and nobody lands in a sticky situation is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, kind of, like, because you never know if, like, somebody will need it. But it's also, like, we have those things where it's, like, 25 cents and, like, you can get one yourself. For homeless women that, like, can't get the product, I think that there should be, like, somehow be, like, a foundation for that. Like, there probably already is, like, trying to help women, like, get what they need because it's, like, it happens. It's natural.
No, I personally have never had to go through that experience, thankfully, because I always carry pads on me, and when my period starts, the flow is never heavy. So
Yes, that has happened several times because everyone's period dates are different and they can change or they can be the same. So sometimes you're not always prepared, and if they were available in bathrooms or if it wasn't such an awkward thing going up to another woman and asking, like, do you have a tampon or pad, I think it would be a lot easier to gain access if you didn't have anything on you. But that's just not the reality for most people, which is really sad.
It happens, but I feel like if you know that's going to happen to you, you should be prepared. But I know, like, that it's happened to a lot of people, like, I don't know, that, like, don't keep track of it, and, like, it like, like, sometimes you can't, I get that, but, like, yeah, it's happened before to people that I know.
Yeah, there's, like, once, or, like, twice where it's, like, no one else had one in the room, and then I was like, oh, no, geez, I guess I'm just gonna tie my jacket around my waist and wait till, like, I can find one.
There's also at the front desk, you can go up and there are menstrual products that if you need them, you can take them, and it's discreet and it's nice. That's like worst case scenario, or not even worst case scenario, but like, it's always there.
During the writing and recording of this video, I actually ran into quite a few obstacles with the interviews. I asked many students and some staff for an interview who declined, stating they felt uncomfortable about the subject. And it's okay to feel uncomfortable. Many people shy away from talking about periods, But think about this. How many friends do you have who are girls or who menstruate? How about your coworkers or your sisters? We all at least came from a woman. So I think it's time we took hold of this taboo and just threw it out the window. Period. Also, the documentary mentioned during this video is called Period End of Sentence. It actually won an Academy Award. You can watch it on Netflix. It's about Indian women fighting the stigma against menstruation and the process of learning to make inexpensive pads. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and comment on this video. Cue the blooper reel.
Alright, we're good. There. So, hold this.
I get to hold the mic. Hello, my name is Frederick. I'm new.
Okay. No. Evan, don't.
Get out.
Oh. This angle's fine.
Yeah, but what I meant was if you went this direction.
Alright. I mean, that looked kind of cool, but at the same time, that'd be really gross.
Okay, good. Alright. Cool, Avia.
Can I see that?